and host of Chelsea Fan TV, Alex Harris. Morning, Alex.
Morning, Alex.
Good morning. Good to be on.
Thanks for joining us, mate. We appreciate you joining us. That's not exactly what the Chelsea fans want to hear, mate, is it?
It's like Groundhog Day. It was last year as well, wasn't it?
Do you know what? I think Maresca, he still has credit in the bank. You know, last time I spoke to you, the last time I spoke to the both of you, obviously I was very angry with regards to Maresca. I think he's got a lot of credit in the bank. You know, he's won 2 trophies. He got top 4 last season. Last season, we never knew what he could do in the Chelsea shirt. Now we've actually got a little bit to work with. So it's not the most inspirational comment in the world. I'll give you that. But at the same time, like if the number one piece of criticism is going to Maresca at the moment, I don't know why that's the case, because he wasn't the reason that we lost to Man United. It was Robert Sanchez. I think Maresca was certainly a factor. He could have done a lot better. But Robert Sanchez was the number one reason that we lost that game.
You say that, Alex, but I mean, you take it to task to a degree over the substitutions, because of course he's got to replace the goalkeeper. Of course he has. So he takes off Estevao, but then he wants to put an extra central defender in, so he takes off Neto as well. Now, he knew that Cole Palmer was not 100% fit. He'd said so, before the game. So if he's going to make a substitution and take off a forward-thinking player, why not take off Palmer knowing that he's not 100% fit?
No, I'm with you on that one, Jeff. I am with you. To be fair, he admitted it himself that he made the substitutions too early. One of the worst things that you can hear from managers is that you can't achieve something. But at the same time, is he wrong? Does any Chelsea fan actually believe we're going to win the league? Do we have a better squad than Liverpool? Do we have a better squad than Man City? Do we have that experience yet? I'd say the answer is no. So, my thing is very simple. As long as we can improve, then that is ultimately the goal. So, what can we do that we couldn't do? What can we do now? Based on the fact that we don't have Club World Cup football, we don't have Conference League football, how can we compare ourselves? Well, we've got to improve our Premier League position. We've got to get more points, ideally finish 3rd or higher. We need to have a respectable Champions League campaign, and we need to win a domestic cup. So these are very simple things that we can achieve, very attainable, but to a degree, not winning 2 trophies. A lot of people would consider that to be a worse season than last year, but I would say the circumstances are very, very different. And we're now in a situation when we can't afford to rotate our starting 11 every single cup game like we did last season. We always played 2 11s. Now we're going into the game against Lincoln, and this is probably the most rotation you're ever going to see. But the pressure doesn't go. You still got to go and take this competition seriously. I mean, Jeff, I was there against Brighton when we lost 3-0. I was there at Newcastle when we lost at St James's. We didn't take the cup competition seriously. So I just want to see an intent. We certainly should have a confidence. We know what it means to win trophies now. We didn't have that last season. You got players like Cole Palmer who wanted to achieve things. They've now had a taste of that with Chelsea. So obviously he's injured. He's not going to be featuring tonight, but there's going to be plenty of players that want to get involved. For me, Maresca still has a lot of credit in the bank. So if there are any Chelsea fans out there so early on trying to criticise Maresca to an extent, you've got to appreciate he is not the reason that we went down to 10 men. And he made a mistake. Absolutely, I'm with you guys. I'm with you. But you cannot sit here and act like he is the reason that we're in this mess. You've also got to think with Cole Palmer. The medical team would have advised Maresca and said that he's able to play. Palmer himself would have given his perspective that, listen, Gaffer, I'm available. I want to do this. So let's not just sit here and act like Maresca's forcing players to play football. He's been advised. The players want to play. Cole Palmer's obviously gone out and said, I'm available. So I don't think it's all on the manager here, but we need to see changes. We need to see a more proactive manager. I think he's been very active as it stands. And, hopefully we can just get a result, because as it stands, 3 games, still not getting a clean sheet in either of those games either. It is starting to get concerning. And that's not just the goalkeeper either. You've got the defence. Obviously, Palmer's now an issue. And in terms of the striker, you've got Delap out as well. So you're starting to have a few problems piling up now.
Alex, tell me, mate. I mean, it's listening to you there. You're certainly not unique, but I would suggest as a football fan, you're probably in the minority with your realistic approach to your club and the way you support them. Now, I actually agree with you. I think Chelsea are some way off winning the title. But when I look at them and I look at the performance in the World Club Championship, I think they are more than capable of beating MD on their day and winning a cup. Do you look at your team right now more of a cup side than a team that's going to win the league?
Well, I mean, we've been a cup side for years, almost 10 years now. So it's been a long time since we won the Premier League with Antonio Conte. And if you look at that as well, we didn't even have the best squad in the league when we won the Premier League with Antonio Conte. You know, you could definitely make an argument for that. In terms of being a cup side, I don't have a problem with being a cup side either. People seem to think it's some sort of backhanded comment. It's like, what are you talking about? We're one of the few trophies that's actually consistently winning trophies. Why am I complaining? Now, obviously, I want us to compete for Premier Leagues. I want us to be consistent in the league. You cannot deny, though, that the standard has risen to an extent where you have to be so good in every regard. You have to have players that stay fit. You have to have a big squad. You have to spend big. You've got to have experience. You need a manager that doesn't make mistakes. And you need other clubs to slip up as well. So do all of those things come together in one season? No. But we went from 12th to 6th to 4th. So I'm seeing an upward trend here. I'm not seeing a club that's going downhill. I think we had a capitulation as soon as Clearlake and Bowley came in. No doubt about that. You get your manager wrong a number of times. But now we can all sit here and confidently say that we have a manager who's brought a level of stability to the club.
Alex, I've got to stop you, mate. The clock is against us. So, look, thank you very much for joining us.
Absolutely.
No worries.
I tell you what, away to Lincoln, that is no
Of course it's
gimme.
not.
Remember Lincoln's FA Cup run in 2017 when they beat Ipswich and Brighton?
Jeff,